This is a simple workflow for LTX video-to-video generation with Edit Anything LoRA. I will select a video in this Load Video node. Now let's remove the color from his face and see the person behind it. My prompt will be, remove the makeup on his face and make it clean without any makeup. Well, this is the actual prompt node, but I will be typing the prompt above. The diffusion model I will be using is the Q5KM GGUF. This is the newer Distilled 1.1 model. And I also have the older model, and above that, I have the newer Distilled 1.1 FP8 SafeTensor model. Links to download the model are given on the right, and below is the LoRA node with Edit Anything LoRA selected. And the link to download the LoRA is here. So the workflow is simple. I will click the Run button to process it. The time taken to generate was more than expected. It took 331 seconds on my 5060 Ti 16 GB. And this is the result. I am certain that this is the man behind the makeup. I was using the Q5 GGUF model, but the SafeTensor model will produce a better result. This newer Distilled 1.1 model has performed better in comparison to the older model, so I highly recommend using this model. Also, the time taken to generate was 268 seconds, which is low in comparison to the Q5 GGUF model. I will also try the older model to see how different the result is. I do not recommend using older models because it is noticeably slower than the newer Distilled 1.1 model. In a side-by-side comparison, it's noticeable that the result generated by the newer FP8 SafeTensor model has more details, and it is a bit sharper when compared to the older FP8 SafeTensor model. The result generated using the Distilled 1.1 Q5 GGUF on the right looks similar to the result generated by the older FP8 model. In this workflow, there are a couple of optimizers. These are the optimizers. The Patch Sage Attention node is to speed up the video generation. Set the value here to auto, so it selects the available attention. I made a video in the past where I explained about installing Sage Attention. You can watch that video. Using this attention tuner patch should also decrease the video generation time. To use these nodes, make sure you have installed the comfyUI KJ nodes. Let's run the workflow and see how it goes. The iteration time is around 14 seconds, which is low in comparison to what we saw previously. Switching from GGUF to the SafeTensor file, it took 268 seconds, and now it took 135 seconds. And the result generated does not have any noticeable difference. The LoRA has been published on Civit AI, and there are examples of removing objects and adding a dog in the footage. Scroll down to see the functions this LoRA can perform with the LTX model. And the trigger words to activate this LoRA effect are on the right side. But these are not words, these are trigger sentences. When using the Distilled model, we can increase the CFG by a couple of points. Usually the value is 1, but we can increase it up to 1.2. And here are some example prompts. There is a link to buy a coffee for the user if you can. I tried the LoRA for adding objects, removing and replacing objects in a video, and also changing the style of a video. Let's check the result. I added some objects here, and my prompt was, the alpaca is wearing trendy silver-framed sunglasses with dark reflective lenses and a chunky, luxurious silver chain necklace.
Dude, I'm a alpaca. You don't mess with alpacas. Oh, back.
The audio you heard was a separate audio file uploaded in this workflow, and it was a hit or miss kind of situation. Lip sync with a separate audio file will not work with this video-to-video workflow. It may work if the character in the original video is speaking. but then you will not be able to change the script. You will first need to make the character speak the script, and then maybe you can change the character to a goat using this workflow. My prompt was to remove the white coffee cup from the wooden table. The coffee cup was removed, but the logic was missing. The water went into a different dimension through a black hole. I modified the prompt, and the prompt was remove the white coffee cup from the wooden table, and the water being poured is spilled on the wooden table. I consider this to be some kind of syrup and accept it. My prompt here was replace the black car with the red color Lightning McQueen CGI car, and I like this result. On the left, the front tire is on fire, but it is not the same on the right side. Still, the result generated is good. My prompt was convert the video into a pencil sketch style. The LoRA works very well. This time, the prompt was convert the video into a cartoon drawing style. The cartoon style and the anime style looks the same. The 3D Pixar style has some noticeable differences. The workflow is simple. Upload the video here. And then this is the video length in seconds. The video length should be lower or the same as the uploaded video. Above is the FPS. I don't think you will be using this because it works fine with 24 frames. This is the resolution. The width or the height of the video, whichever is longer, will be capped at 512 pixels. There is a prompt enhancer used here, and I showed this in the previous video. Turn this switch on to use the prompt enhancer. The prompt on the left will be referred, and the new prompt will be generated, visible on the right side. I will disable these process nodes and run the workflow. The prompt enhancer node is in process. And this is the prompt. When the switch is true, the enhanced prompt will be used in the workflow. I'm not using this now. In the audio section, there are two options you need to look at. This is supposed to be the audio from the original video we uploaded. The Set Original Audio node is on the left, and Get Original Audio is on the right. The reason for this node being disconnected is that I tried a different audio file using this node. And here you can give the empty latent audio, which will make the LTX model generate audio. These are the NAG nodes with a different logic in the diffusion process. Make the connection like this to use these nodes, or connect this if you do not want to use the NAG nodes. The prompt used will be shared here, and the video used will be shared in the description. The videos I was using were from Civit AI and other online platforms. I do not own them. So that is it in this video. The workflow is in the description. I wish you an excellent day.